Ladies and gentlemen, we are very welcome back to From the Depth. Here we are at the beautiful office. We're going to take a safe sip from this ammo. Anyways, today we're going to continue the fight between your bombers and the Deepwater Guard crossbows. As you already know the rules, this is the last final challenge that will be deciding if your craft will be the winner or not the winner. And we have a very interesting way to deal with the list. It doesn't make sense, but I guess it kind of works. It's not the usual order, which makes it a little bit more fun and less predictable. So let's dive into the game. And if that wasn't very obvious, if you want to support the channel, you can actually buy these bottles. Anyways, what we're going to get into now is Scooby Mansion's Triwhal. This beautiful craft, which is built to be good and should not be confused with the Scooby Mansion's Pigeon, which is not made to be good. Anyways, it has a cost of 31,000, which make it so we can have 3 of them in combat to face the crossbones. Alright, and there we have it. A crossbones has been spawned 3,500 meters away, which I do remember was the thing we had in the previous videos. Yes, there was only one video of a flight left. And if you're wondering what the hell is a flight? Well, a flight is a unit of aircrafts, which is less than a squadron. So this game might have you believe that the squadron is like 4 planes or something. That's too few. It's too few to be a squadron. If it's only like a couple 2-6 planes or something like that, it is called a flight. So I did my Wikipedia research before deciding what to call this last challenge. And I did seriously consider to having a squadron facing a even more expensive and big craft, but that would be a bit too many planes in the air. Oh man, poor thing. That would lag some bits too. Okay, here we have the... Oh no. So those crams aren't having a really big health. And oh no. Of course they're doing better than the Pigeon. But it's quite unfortunate that the Crossbones AA is pretty reasonably good to take out those crams. And the crams that is fired from the Crossbones, they are timed fused. They are accurate enough to do some damage to our poor contestants. Well, this will be kind of interesting to see what's gonna happen there. Alright, so none of them has went down yet. That's good to know. But the Crossbones is still at 93%, so it doesn't really look too good, does it? Fun fact, I actually got the Pigeon now in my folder. We might make a AoG craft out of the shape of it, but make it a tiny little bit better. So thanks to Scooby Mation for sending over the hollowed out Pigeon that we're gonna have some fun with at a later date. Alright. Oh no! That's a bad hit. The first Pigeon is down. No! When the other... I kind of missed that the other 2 are already shot down. Well, the 3 Pigeons are down. We'll have to send in the next wave here. So, maybe that was a tiny bit too close actually, but it will only be in the pigeon, what am I saying? It will only be in the Triwhal's favor. This is not the pigeon, this is the Triwhal. I'm sorry for mixing them up. The pigeon is a joke and these are not. And the first submission here, the Triwhal, has some pretty good points in earlier challenges. So we know for a fact that they do have teeth. Alright. But oh no. They're getting a little bit too close. They are getting hit by crams there. And oh. We had a cram bomb hitting there, I think. You can see many of those cram bombs are... Oh, that missed the mark. But many of them are shot down. That's the most common way they won't get out of there. Did you know we have a Army of Gmodism official shirt? If you want to get it, you can too. I haven't been very good at trying to sell any merch, but it is there. And eventually I hope I will be able to work out some kind of, I don't know, nice way to integrate it in videos, but it's not that important. So let's see here. Damn, that was a really bad hit. Oh no. Oh no. Crossbones is at 84%. Looks like the Triwhal isn't doing very well actually. We can see it shoots down there, it goes up and down, but it gets hit by those crams. They can shoot upwards. So they have a cool movement scheme in the air. But they're just not dealing enough damage, and those ships here, their time is pretty limited. Do we have any main guns left? No. Those frontal diff guns are not doing much either. Whoa, why am I locking on to some weird stuff there? That's a really bad hit. We caught fire here too. And that one is down as well. This one seems to have no way to battle, so I think the only right way is to go back at least 2,000 meters and load in the third wave here. So I do strongly believe that Scuvimation may have had a little bit higher hopes for the Triwhal, but it seems it was not able to deliver too well in this challenge here. But of course, the last wave needs to say its piece first before we can even think about setting any score. Machine guns are machining. Projectile avoidance has acted, but was it just me or did it just not shoot their diff guns? I didn't see them firing at all. Because it's kind of weird. Or are those... Because the crams are... Yeah, they're like from under there. So I don't know what's up with these diff guns. Did an update bork them or something, or what happened? Or is it, are they set up in a weird way to not target stuff? What's happening? Oh, bam! That was a really bad hit on our flight mate there. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's happening here. Cram bombs are dropping down, of course, but ooh, look at that! The crossbows is down to 75%. It has still some combat capabilities, but you can see there is a lot of surface damage all over. Some of the turrets seems to be disabled in the back there, and everything is pretty damaged. So by now the crossbones has taken some pretty heavy damage. It truly looks like it's not gonna be able to recover at all from this. But the question is if the third wave will be able to defeat the crossbones or not. It looks like it's gonna be a real tight challenge here. It all depends on how the crossbones crams hit, basically. Because if they are shot down, if the Triwhals are shot down here, well, there ain't gonna be a fourth wave, and we'll have to look at the health points of the crossbones and make a decision from there. Oh. But indeed, those front guns, those diff guns, I wonder what's up with them. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange indeed. Oh, now we only have one in the air. Oh no. I think that's it. No. It still survives a little bit here. The cool backfiring missiles are working pretty well. There we had a diff gun bomb. 69%. Alright. Where will the Triwhal do next here? Comes in for another round here. We got 2 diving missiles. Those diving missiles, they are nicely designed and they do some serious damage. We got the cram bomb popping down there too. But now the crossbones has a response, and the last Triwhal is pretty dead in the water. Well, there we have it. Right. So that wasn't exactly amazing, but it did do some pretty good damage against the crossbones. It almost kind of took it out. Like the Ovos design, the phosphorus bomber, it was, however, it lacked the survivability. The white phosphorus bomber had amazing survivability, even though they did not manage to take on the crossbones a lot either. I mean, it didn't either despawn it, and I do think the crossbones, I'm not sure I remember, but I think it's a little bit in a more workable state now. So of course, that would set us, I guess a 4 is pretty good score here. It did some severe damage, but it took 3 waves to get that severe damage, and all of the designs got shot down from the air, was not able to dodge those, and now they're just sitting ducks there. So it will be a 4. Next out, we have Sean Reed's 4th submission. So here we have them, and they will of course face the same crossbones, which we're gonna spawn. All right. So we're gonna make sure. All right. Okay, never mind. They have successfully launched. All right. The AA is shooting at them. Oh, damn. Oh, no. Well, that's sad. It's burning and falling down. This looks very cinematic, though. You'll have to give it that. Well, next one is popping in here. Oh no. And those AA, man, they're just having a very bad day. Alright, a lot of missiles are spraying all over the place, and we have those spraying revolving shrapnel guns, you know, the simple weapon, spammy shots. Oh, there we have many on. Oh, there we got the singular shot, and those can really cut off barrels pretty hardcore. So they're not a joke. It seems, however, that not many of the missiles do get through actually, but sometimes it looks like, oh, missiles won't get through. Well, we have another of these sunspots, a fourth submission falling down. Oh no, I do have to give them this. They really go out with a bang. They look super cinematic. They really look super cinematic. So we're gonna have the second wave in. And I just realized, well, that's a mistake. We spawned in 4 of them because I didn't count properly. They cost 29,000, which amounts to 90,000 in total, right? Yeah, so we can actually have only 3 ones in a wave. I guess we'll, for this ones, give the Sunspot a free little extra plane in the start there due to its lower cost. Even though that's not completely fair, we did see the performance of it during the first wave. So I do not think that it matters very much. It really looks like it's gonna get not too good scores. We're gonna see though, we have a third wave to spawn in whenever it's time for that. So we're gonna see what's happening. I did just check that I didn't have repair tentacles on and that I was sitting in this craft, because that would have been super unfair though. It's doing a dive. Oh. Please engage the revolving blast guns. What are we doing? Now they're just circling and not doing much damage. Alright. Do we have an attack dive? No, we do not. Oh no. Not there either. Alright. We'll have a swarm incoming there. Oh no. Somebody got hit. I love that you're using like cram cannons against airplanes, and it's really fun. I actually made a anti-air cram cannon that is an airburst cram. So basically it explodes in front of the target and showers it with a lot of fragments. I thought that was pretty clever and funny. So I have an airburst AA cram cannon, which will be in the next upload of the files to decommissioned officers in the Army of Gmodism who can access all of my From the Depth build files. I do share a lot of them publicly though, and not prefabs and turrets of course, because we can't do that. But I share many of the vehicles, like all vehicles that are built for commissioned officers, which is my patrons if you're new here. They are uploaded publicly and can be downloaded on Steam Workshop. So you can just search for Gmodism on Steam Workshop, you'll find me, click my name, and you have the full library of uploaded vehicles. And even though I don't share the prefabs and turrets publicly, many of the crafts use the prefabs and turrets. So if you download the crafts, you can easily get them there. But if you have $1 a month or more to spare extra every month, well, then you could also support me and simplify your life. Anyways, the third wave is doing some serious damage to the crossbones, but we're having some cinematic birds falling out of the sky. Well, it's time for the third wave. And there we go. We're gonna follow this one. When it does it combat dives. missiles away. Ooh! Blast gun got a few fires, but it dives away too quickly. It should have fired a couple of rounds more. It would have been doing so much more damage. Like, if this goes close and just smash those revolving blast guns into the face of the crossbones, you will clip some cram barrels there. And if you clip those cram barrels, you're gonna make your life a lot more simpler, I'll tell you that, my sunspots. Well, we're gonna see what happens here then. And we have a lot of superficial damage to the crossbones, but to be honest, the crossbones seems to be in a pretty dandy shape. You can see the frontal turrets are chilling here, but I don't think they're inactive. I just think there is nobody at that location right now. No, exactly. They work absolutely fine. Together with all of the other cram cannons, most of the AA guns are completely functional too. So, I mean, it does do damage to the crossbones, but even though it has 10% subtracted, the damage is so superficial. It's actually doing really well. It's doing really well. It's like absolutely no problem here. Alright. This boy is gonna go down any second, right? Look at that. Oh. I kind of forget that the Sunspot actually has shields. I haven't seen a frag being deflected yet though. The angle is pretty sharp, of course, but it's pretty cool. It does have shields. Oh! Nope. Now I locked onto the wrong thing. Damn. If you want to know how to do some turret control and do those cinematic whatever lock onto stuff and move about and make the camera move faster so you don't have to wait while you're looking around, I have an instant tutorial about camera control. I even have an instant tutorial about cool photographies. There are some tweaks you can do with bloom settings that makes everything looks great. Now I don't have it activated now because I was just building before this recording and forgot to turn it on, but it looks pretty nice if you're into that, poor thing. But anyways, if you want to watch that, check my instant tutorial about that. It's in the instant tutorial playlist. And if you know how to do that, there is probably something you need to learn, and that's also in the instant tutorial playlist. Just saying. Alright, so we got some explosions all around here. Oh, that's a pretty neat hit with the blast guns. Look at that. It may be dying, it may be falling out of the sky, but it went out with a pretty hardcore bang there. Look at that. That's some pretty good damage just when dying, so that's pretty lucky, I must say. But even if that's the case, that was so cool. So the crossbones is at the 77%, which is nice, but well, oh bam, and there it got completely destroyed there. Now we did accidentally give it an extra plane in the start, so we're not gonna be too kind, of course. It's 77%. That's a good bit worse than the previous Challenger with the Scuimation there, which means that this will... It did damage, but 3 waves didn't take it out, even if it got an extra one. Well, that makes the Sean Reed's 4th submission get a score of 3 out of 10. Next out we have the Daggry. The crossbones it spawned, the Daggry is also built by Sean Reed. So this is Sean Reed's first submission. Alright, the Daggrys have dived up, went into combat. They have a cost of 31,000 materials, which makes 3 Daggrys for a flight. Fragments are flying all over the place. The Daggry, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're just moving somewhere else here. Alright. We're going in for an outer combat dive. Might have been smart. Dodging those AA guns is probably a good idea. Right, so there we have an APS shot. Pretty nice stuff, but man, I don't think this is gonna hurt the crossbones very much. Oh, we only have 2 Daggrys alive here. We're gonna have to do a lot of damage to be able to compete with this. Bombs are falling down there, but man, those civs actually shoot down the bombs falling down from the sky. Not a good sign at all. Crossbones still at 100%. The Daggry is struggling to not get hit by the flak. Wait, what? Why can't I see? Why can't we see aircrafts from underwater? It's like so faint. Weird. It's like we are getting the water bottom reflected upwards. It's like a mirror. That looks so jackass. Whatever. The Daggry is looking pretty nice though when it's doing its fighting. But I'm thinking this is gonna perform a lot worse than the Sunspot actually, because it doesn't have the ability to deal that damage. It is more evasive, but I think we'll need a pretty good amount of flights of the Daggry to be able to deal with something like the crossbones. And this is of course because the civs is shooting down the bombs there. It needed to either dive closer to deliver those bombs, or using some thrusters or something to make the bombs deliver to the target faster. Something like that. Was that a tiny bomb? No? Was it just some trash? Funnily enough, the crossbones has went down 1%, and the Daggers are kind of keeping out of sight somehow. Oh. Well, it doesn't anymore. That one is not in the best health condition. I'm feeling we are almost maneuvering a little bit too far away here. Well, we got targeted by the AA system. Now something happened. The bombs are being dropped. Question is if the AA system will be able to react on them. And they were not. Oh yes, and here we go. Oh damn! No, it didn't take it out. That was a perfect hit to shoot down those pesky AA guns. Unfortunately, it failed doing that. Well, we only have we have 2 Daggers in the sky actually. Where is the other one? I think it's semi-dead probably. Is it up there? No. It's probably just sitting over there. Well, I do think it's time to spawn in the second wave. And see if the second wave will be able to deal with the crossbones any better. They want to be pretty evasive, as we do know. Ooh. Ah. It feels like they're doing a little bit too big maneuvers to avoid getting hit here. It's cool, of course, that they have a pretty good top speed of 144 meters per second. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite deliver the damage we would have hoped. Right. And it tends to kind of get into the worst angles and just get shot down. Now this bird is burning and it's gonna fall down and die. Well, damn. Shit happens, I guess. Crossbones is at 98%. I feel like the Daggrys are more doing cool moves than doing any damage. Honestly. We're gonna spawn in the third wave of the Daggrys. That will only be to the benefit of the Daggrys, because then they have dummy targets, not dummy targets, but then they have damaged Daggrys to keep the AI a little bit focused while it tries to deal some damage. Alright. And they spread out in a really interesting manner though. It's like you spawn in a couple of them, but now you just don't see any of them. I think it's pretty cool though that the Crossbones is being able to do damage at so many directions at once. And there we got a really good hit with the bombs there. Indeed. I feel that if the fire update had been out before the submission deadline for the trials, I think a lot of people would have submitted incendiary bombs and stuff like that. And that would have been perfect against something like the Crossbones. And the Crossbones is pretty, oh no, pretty limited on what it does, so that would probably not have been the best idea. Some of the Daggrys had just went out of control there. Well then, we'll just have to chill a little bit and see if any damage is being dealt. Bombs! Bombs! Ooh! Nice hit. And the other one? No. There it comes. Oh yes, look at that. That's a perfect hit. Oh my god, look at that. We kind of didn't see that, but the a turret actually got disabled by a bomb that seemed to have creeped up under the Crossbones. So that's nice. It did some damage towards the Crossbones. It did disable one of the turrets. Well, we're gonna see if anything else happens here. Do we have any? Oh no. We got some Daggrys getting lost in space. I think we'll have to disregard them. I wonder how they went up there. Oh, they are kind of at 100%. How did they get up there? They must have flown there while maneuvering or dodging the Crossbones and then just gotten stuck in space. So to be... Well, we only have one Daggry left to be considered ish alive. And we're running out on time a little bit here for this particular participant here. Like, we'll need to see if it deals some damage very soon here. Or we'll have to look at it and see its results at this point. Well, that one got shot down. And the ones that made into space, they shouldn't be... they shouldn't have went to space. So the Crossbones is down to 88%. But that's after three waves. So yeah, I mean, it did damage. It did a little bit more damage than a tiny little bit of damage. So I will say that this is definitely a strong 2. But definitely worse than the Sunspot, which actually did more substantial damage. So, next one. The next combatant is actually Sean Reed's third submission, the Aspirant helicopter. This has some pretty big bombs going on there, so I'm having high hopes for the Aspirant here. There we go, Crossbones is spawned. Now, I do think they might have some problems dodging the Crossbones. Oh, or maneuvering. Oh no. Okay. Sorry. Not meant to jinx you. I no longer have high hopes for the Aspirant. Alright. Combat mode has been activated. These diving up and down is probably the only thing that may keep this alive, but we might have too much flak damage in the air, so we might have some trouble here. Alright. Ooh, bam! Alright, that's what we're talking about. The Aspirant helicopter definitely has better chances of dealing damage here. It's really unfortunate for the Aspirant helicopter. It has a cost of 27,000, but of course 27,000, if you're gonna fit into 100k of materials, you're still gonna end up with 3. If it was 25,000, well then it would have been... We didn't tell about this limit, of course, beforehand, so nobody could have guessed. But making it just a little cheaper than the max amount is frankly not a good idea for this particular challenge. Either if you make it a lot cheaper, like some participant did, then you'll get an extra craft here. Now, for the Sunspot, that was only a mistake, but I mean, in general rules, those that were cheaper could have, well, like one extra. Like, I think the white phosphorus bomber was under that mark, right? It was 22,000, that's under 25, so then we can fit 4. Okay, we lost a bit of recording there, but we're fighting on well here with the Aspirant helicopters. They're still at like 100%, almost all of them. They are just not getting hit by these crams. They're diving up and down. I think they have a pretty good chance of taking on the crossbones. It feels like this might take a little bit of time, but it's getting there slowly and surely. Yes, that's pretty nice, actually. Oh, you can see they just have enough health. They have enough health to get through here, and they do deal damage. Man, if these were incendiary... Oh, the tower is gone now. Okay, that's some good moves. Ooh. 4 crossbones. It's not a good crossbone day today. 89 percentages. And the Aspirant that got damaged even got repaired itself. So that's definitely good times. All right. Look, we actually have a dead Aspirant here. It just fell down. Poor thing. Now it's getting targeted too. Well, anyways, that can happen. But the other Aspirants... Oh no, we have another dead one. Right, so they are now falling down, but the crossbones is down to 86 percentages. So that is some decent results. But it seems that it's not gonna get... take on the crossbones here on the first round. Ooh, but it did a pretty good job. That has to be said. Isn't it pretty funny to watch this thing though? It just bobs up and down like this. Like a very nice sine wave. Well, it's time to send in the second wave here. Because the battle has stagnated. The existing Aspirant seems to have a bit problem delivering his missiles, so maybe the laser targeter is borked or something, but the French ones do not have such a trouble at all. And they are popping in here pretty nicely, and most of the missiles hit very well. And we're getting some damage done. Oof. So scary with those flags here, isn't it? A little bit scary. I just like these. They're just dropping down here and then they just speed towards the target. Laser locked on. It's very nice. This one seems a tiny bit sad though. Well, I don't think that's gonna get very recovered. I like that the AA guns is actively trying. Oh no, now the beer barrels disappear, that's too bad. Or whatever pirates drink, that's probably rum, right? Alright. How many do we have alive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. 4, rather. As a second wave, though, Crossbones is down to 78. I do believe that the Aspirant second wave will be able to disable the Crossbones. We'll have to wait and see a little bit, of course, but you can see it's doing some pretty consistent and reliable damage, and that's the most important aspect when it comes to scoring these types of results. Well, the battle has progressed a little bit here. We can see we're still dealing some damage. I think some aspirants have indeed, or some aspirants have fallen out of the sky. So we have 2, 3, 4 ones that are in pretty good shape, and they are indeed continuously delivering missiles here. So, if you'll be able to take it out in the second round, it's gonna be a pretty good score. It will be a base score of 8 if this managed to do it. But it's doing it a little bit slow, so we're gonna see if it's gonna do it in any reasonable amount of time. And it actually looks like it's gonna do that. So, and we can almost be very certain about that. However it goes, the aspirants will be, of course, be able to take out the crossbones during the third round if that is necessary. We can see it's still dealing the reliable damage. Slowly but surely, it's doing a great job. The Aspirant is probably gonna get some pretty good score. Not a 10 out of 10, of course, because to do that you're required to take it out during the first round. But that's really hard to do. And it might be so that you'd have to use a combination of weapons to be able to do that. Yeah, probably so. Maybe diff guns like Kovraks you see in the first flight video. That's a way to do it. I think if you went in close, dropping some heavy bombs plus revolving blast guns, I think that could have do it too. And of course, I wonder if not charge lasers would have been able to do the job, because they start fires now too. Alright. Lots of blocks are falling off here, and they are just getting in there. That's super nice. All of the aspirants are still in the air. They are of course repairing themselves when they are getting a little bit damaged. So we can be pretty sure that it's gonna go pretty well here. Look at this terrifying thing. They just go slowly towards the target. And the funny thing is that these are... Why do these missiles survive a lot? Well, because these are thumper heads. So when they are just moving in slowly like this, they are like doing no damage. But when moving fast, they're doing a lot of damage. And thump is a pretty good strat to use against something like the crossbones, actually. Look at that. It's beautiful to see. Blocks falling off like this. There we have it. The crossbones is actually despawning. That's a good job. That's definitely a good job. Very good. So Sean Reed's... let's see here, which one in the order is this? This is Sean Reed's third submission. That's definitely a good 8 points. Very nice. Next out, we have Netramira's AoG Hummingbird, which is absolutely super cool, fantastic little design. We're not controlling any of the weapons, we're not doing anything weird. We are now gonna spawn the crossbones at the required distance, and we're gonna see what's happening here. We'll just have to love this flying little movement, won't we? And they are acting pretty sneakily here to avoid those AA guns. Oh, are we moving in a smart way to not get shot by the AA guns? Can that be true? The ornithopters, these are called the Hummingbird, but they are an ornithopter if you don't know what that is. Then you should read Dune. That's some good audiobooks. Anyways, oh no! Something happened with our AI. I don't think our diving move should look like this. Oh damn, that's really bad. I had such high hopes, and it's really dead. Mayday, mayday. Oh no, oh no. That is sacre bleu. And anyways, we need to spawn in the third wave. We can't have that. They didn't even reach the target to be able to deal damage. That's very unfortunate. I had high hopes for the Hummingbird here, and it just doesn't deliver. Well, we're gonna see what's happening here. Cram shells incoming. Looking like we are having some pretty... Ooh, look, tandem repair. Oh no, tandem collide. Anyways, will the diff guns be able to fire? No. If it doesn't, we have very poor chances of dealing damage before we're getting shot down. Right, so we're not gonna have a top score. We're not gonna take out the crossbones during the first shot. Now we are having... Will we be able to do any damage? Or are we gonna have a 0 point? We are not gonna have a 0 point. There we had some rods. Falling down, doing some damage. 3% has been deducted from the crossbones. That is something. Poor thing, look at this. Oh! Oh! That's some savage damage. The spinning wheel, an auxiliary turret, and some other junk is completely destroyed. If it would have hit the AI, I would have been so surprised. That would mean it would land a pretty decent score after all. I don't think that's gonna happen though. That's too much to hope for. What are we doing? Like, what are... Look, it's just chilling up there. Shoot! The darn diff bombs. No. It just won't. Well, in any case, there we had some other diff rods getting shot. Parts are falling, that's nice. Oh no! One Hummingbird is a barbecue bird. The barbecue has been served. You're very welcome to eat. There is lots to have. Flappy McBoom face is, or the clones of his brain at least, is crying in their cooking AI mainframe boxes. Right, so do we have any combatant that's actually fighting here? What are you doing? You're just speeding around. You're lucky there are no rules for escaping for combat from this particular challenge. Oh no, it gets hit by crabs. It should just have a little bit of projectile avoidance, and that would have been not happening. Well, the third wave. Let's bring the third wave. Right. The Hummingbirds are popping in here. Oh no. AA guns ate my block I was sitting on. Okay, that one is down. Is it gonna belly flop on the crossbones? No, but it might have. Well, that's a sad story. If it at least would have belly flopped on it, it would have dealt some damage, you know, more. Man, I had high hopes for the Hummingbird, but their survivability against the crossbows is too poor, so it's just getting very sad, isn't it? It is. That was a rhetorical question, if you didn't know. Right, another... Whoa, that's a pretty good hit, though. Well, let's see here. APS parts, but no AI parts. Are you gonna... No, you're not either. You're not gonna belly flop either. Well, the Hummingbird is waiting for better times, and I think it's waiting for backup too, if I'm being honest. Thing is that we are on our third wave, so there is no backup to be had. That's all you're getting. All right, diff rods, go. That's some damage. Only cramp cannon though. Well, they're obviously easy targets, and the crossbows is down to 77% though. So I will say that's something. I think that's pretty close to what we had from the Sunspot here. That's very close indeed. Or we're also having survivability issues here. It is clearly seriously damaged. With some more luck, you could see that it could have potentially had some crit damage. But we didn't have any luck today. Well, this is gonna be pretty... shot down pretty soon. I'd suspect it just needs to spin around and hit the... Oh, it looks like the crossbones engines are kind of taken out. But whenever the cram cannons can shoot at it, I think it's pretty much game over. The AA guns, they can take it out too. They're just so slow, those shots. Look at that. And then when it starts burning, it's so much game over. Oh, they actually didn't hit too much. Will we have another blast of diff guns? Are you able to provide a surprising event here? Will you? Oh no! That's so close to the AI. And now I think it's gonna be very much game over. Look at that. No? Yes? Well, it's falling down, but oh yeah, there we have it. Ram shots. Well, the crossbones is at 74%, yes. So it wasn't able to being taken out here, but I think it's a pretty similar damage to the Sunspot actually. Yeah, it's very similar. So that will also land. That will also land Netrameira on a 3. I would all actually have thought it would perform a lot better, but man, that first round they all just got shot down and didn't even deliver damage. If it had some more luck, I think it could have taken out the crossbones in the second round, but not today. Our last combatant for this video will be kinda sexy's Eldrosh KoshCosh. Or I mix up what's the name of the ship and what's the name of the craft. But whatever, it's going to fight. And this is the first time I actually have to drag out my calculator. Wow! Kinda sexy is gonna fight with 5. That's like the upper limit for a flight. We're gonna have 5 of them against the crossbones because that's the closest to fair we can have. Isn't that pretty funny? By the way, if you want to support the channel, you need to look at our options. We have YouTube memberships. If you want to be in the ecclesiarchy of YouTube, of Gmodism I mean, then you're a YouTube member. And if you are that, then you can get early access to all of my videos. If you want to be a commissioned officer in the Army of Gmodism, you get all of my files that I play in all different games. And on the higher tiers, I'll build something for you. Then there is the Ministry of Gmodism, which is the newest option, and there we'll have some discount on merch on that store specifically, but that is actually the way that is a least amount that goes away into transfer fees, and the most amount that just goes to me, basically. So that's like the best general support option with the least amount of rewards. Now, it feels like we're doing some pretty interesting maneuvers here. We have our... oh no. Weird. It's not... it's like they're not really working right here. Why are they not... They're moving slower than I remembered. Oh no. And the guns are getting... I mean, the missiles are getting gunned down in air. And the AA guns seem to do pretty short work of these warplanes. What's happening? I wonder if this is another case of updates has been messing up the poor submissions. It's so weird. This one is... they're just falling down. I think we had that issue before when the engine got damaged. Maybe it's like that the engines are getting hurt very easily, and then they're losing thrusting power, because this is of course thrusters and not what are they called? Not the custom jet engines that run on fuel directly. These actually need engine power to run for some weird reason. That's from the depth logic for you. Okay, nothing is happening here. The two remaining in sky, they're basically doing no damage. So I feel we're going to spawn in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of them, and we're gonna see if they get to a better start. I kind of forget, these look so darn quick, but their top speed is actually 5 meters per second, which is pretty slow for a plane like this. Alright, and now they're doing their weird maneuvers. Man, they looked nice when they went towards the crossbones information, but well, not anymore it seems. So this is the second wave. The crossbones is at 99%. Oh, there we actually had the first round of missiles coming in here. So maybe the AA system has been damaged a bit. Bam, that's a brutal hit. Look at that. It's falling down, burning very cinematically. You know what? I think we can listen to the music now. The crossbones music. If we had that entire 4 parts of the trials, I would have been turning crazy. But for a couple of times each time, I can definitely listen to it. Anyways, now the missiles are actually falling down and hitting here. So some of them seem to have moved into position, which is nice. Now it's just a question. Where are you on the menu, the list here? It's like... this is weird. Why? Oh, never mind. Oh, there we are. There we are. I find you. Good. So I'll know where to place the scores. Ah, that's some very weak damage. I think these missiles, if I remember correctly, are just purely explosive, and they're tiny. They do so little damage. We can see many of them are kind of damaged. We have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 in a combatable position. Locking on above like this. But it seems that there are too many of them and the AI guns are having a little bit of trouble to actually target all of them. And since the KoshCosh kind of sexy submissions is kind of... Oh no, those got taken out. Since they're kind of cheap, we can have 5 of them for each wave. So I think it's soon time to bring in the 3rd wave. Yep. Now I feel too few of them are actually dealing damage in a reasonable capacity. With this one burning down, this one seems to be spinning, and this one, we might have one that's dealing damage, but man, that thing is so far away. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look at that. They're like some kind of weird... When they kind of start like this, they're like some kind of weird spinning starfish in the air. They look like some kind of star. Just sitting there, rising. It would have been funny if they were like perfectly pentagonal and that they moved in a upwards direction. That makes me remember a series I saw very much, which is very cool. And I don't recall what it's called. Anyways. Look at that. I mean, we are dealing damage, but the damage is pretty darn sad. Well, I guess we'll just wait and see for a bit and see if it deals any more damage. More cinematics. Well, we've waited for some time here, and the crossbones is slowly, very slowly, but surely picking them out of the sky. The crossbones has some pretty good health still. It's at 93%, so of course it did a scratch, so that's definitely 1 point. But it's just not able to take it out. It's just so superficial damage. But I will say that somehow they still have a pretty reasonable survivability. Like, it takes a good while for the crossbones to actually shoot them out of the sky. And some of them are just chilling on weird locations. So, the final score for kinda sexist design will be a strong 2. But it's just not dealing damage anywhere near anywhere that would be practical in this scenario. You can see that almost all of the systems are working. Yeah, it's like very few things that has been damaged. So, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the second part of the flight. If you did it, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, you should probably subscribe to the channel. Anyways, we have the support options over here. Remember, I'm live on Twitch, usually once a week, and you have my other channels too, the Gmodist, where you find all of my past live streams and some extra content, and the Relaxism channel, where you find all of my relaxing and chill out videos to maybe help you sleep or focus or something. In any case, huge thanks to Admiral Scooby Rocks, Commodore Owen, Lieutenant Anto, Cravey, Parvagreed, Vincent Veritas, and all our cadets. This is your host, Gmodism. We're signing out. Or Eric of Gmodism is more correct.